Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dime One, and I am back with another video. Okay, we're gonna be talking about the San Antonio Spurs and the Golden State Warriors Game 1, and we're also going to be talking about predictions of this series, and we're also going to be talking about what went down yesterday and why the Golden State Warriors won that particular game. Okay, now the first thing we have to say and state the obvious is this: there were many different factors on why the Golden State Warriors prevailed from a 25-point deficit to capture the W and capture Game 1, and they're 1-0 in this particular series. All right, now let's figure out why the Golden State Warriors got in the position they got into, and things turned around real fast, real quick for them when Kawhi got injured in the third quarter. All right, the reason why the Golden State Warriors got in that particular predicament was, you can tell, having Steve Kerr there and not having him there, it really affects the team's chemistry and the team's balance when you consider looking at the ball play. When Steve Kerr is the coach and when he's on the bench, he emphasizes we have to push the ball around to make sure we get the open shot. All right, he comes from the Greg Popovich school in doing that. Okay, yesterday showed that when Mike Brown is the coach, and I don't have anything against Mike Brown, but he was really utilizing and pushing two players to be the factor of that particular game, and those two players were the Durantula and Chef Curry. Okay, so he really didn't utilize the other players like Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and the rest of the cats out there. He wasn't really emphasizing ball movement, and this may bite him in the butt later on in the series. All right, another factor we have to pay attention to is Kawhi Leonard. All right, the Golden State Warriors had no answers for Kawhi Leonard's questions. All right, Kawhi Leonard was doing his thing, and he was on prime. If he didn't have that injury in the third quarter, he was going to do some major stuff in a major way yesterday. All right, but when Kawhi Leonard went up for the jumper, and when he came down, he stepped on one of his players on the bench foot. He twisted his ankle, and it is what it is. Okay, but when you look at the whole game in general, if Kawhi Leonard, and we're playing the if game right now, I know ifs and ifs and ifs, but if Kawhi Leonard didn't get injured in the third quarter, I believe that the San Antonio Spurs would have won that game, and the Golden State Warriors would have gotten their first L of the series. Okay, it was that type of game, and you can tell Greg Popovich was really strategizing on how to beat the San Antonio Spurs San Antonio Spurs, the Golden State Warriors, and it was simple. Check your defender. Make sure it's going to be kind of difficult for those brothers to push the ball around. All right. There were several occasions that the Golden State Warriors had their way, and they could have utilized ball movement. But like I said earlier, I believe Mike Brown was emphasizing just two players and two players only. And by the way, those two players scored 74 points of the Golden State Warriors. Okay, right now everybody's happy because they got the W, but we all know as soon as they get a loss and they only key in on two players, the rest of the squad, they're gonna have their say about that particular game that they're gonna catch an L in. Okay, now Draymond Green he caught himself a technical. Okay, and I thought it was a cheap technical. He got a little side of himself. But other than that, Draymond Green was pretty much quiet throughout the whole game. And a lot of reporters are suggesting that Draymond Green was pretty much the coach of the squad, all right? I wouldn't take it to that extent because I have seen Mike Brown coach, and that was pretty much the Mike Brown textbook of coaching, okay? And that's one of the reasons why Mike Brown doesn't have a head coach job, okay? When Mike Brown got superstars, he can make some mad results, okay? But when you're talking about Mike Brown building a foundation, building a system, that's where Mike Brown struggles in. But as long as you got superstars on the squad, Mike Brown can get you those results as long as he keeps everyone in check. And that's one of the reasons why Mike Brown had a hard time with Kobe Bryant, coaching Kobe Bryant, as well as LeBron James. He had two of the best players in that era, and he couldn't capitalize with a NBA Finals. All right. This may go down. It may happen for Mike Brown this year, but that's one of the weaknesses of Mike Brown. But this is not about Mike Brown. This is about the Golden State Warriors catching a W and beating the San Antonio Spurs by 4 points. If you look at it from the San Antonio Spurs aspect, yes, they caught the W, but there's a lot of things they can take out of yesterday's game. Best believe Coach Popovich is going to look on the checkbook, on the video screen, and show his team what they did wrong. And as far as the Golden State Warriors go, it's business as usual. All right. I still think Mike Brown should go with the team, go with the squad, and try to enforce the behavior of ball movement. That's when this team is on all cylinders. All right. When that ball is moving, you don't know who is going to put up the shot. But it is what it is. Game 1, the Golden State Warriors catch the W. Now, my predictions, all right, and I hate hedging my bets, and I hate trying to play both sides, but it wouldn't surprise me none if the Spurs ultimately win the series. And here's why I believe ultimately they could win the series is because you got Greg Popovich as a coach. You got Kawhi Leonard if he can stay injured. Okay, and you got a lot of members on that squad that can put up points and show their tail off in this series. All right, so it's not a foregone conclusion that the Golden State Warriors are going to sweep the San Antonio Spurs, but it is what it is. Now, as far as the Golden State Warriors go, like I said earlier, if Mike Brown enforces and embraces ball movement, and the defense is going to struggle a lot with the Golden State Warriors, but they always had a defensive team. Let me correct what I was about to say. The Golden State Warriors, even though their primary attention is on offense, they're pretty good on the defensive side of things, particularly on the defensive help and the defensive aid that the other players give to a certain player that has to guard one of the best on the other side of the court. All right. Klay Thompson normally gets the task of defending the best player. All right. And it's Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard is probably got the same speed as a Klay Thompson, but he's also heavier than Kawhi Leonard is more heavier and more built than Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson's going to struggle on that particular matchup if you push Draymond Green on Kawhi Leonard, and he might get his assignment every once in a while. Okay, you don't have a defensive presence down low to the basket. Okay, you're going to have to really embrace the big men that you have down low, and I just don't really trust the big men of the Golden State Warriors. All right, so That's going to be an intriguing matchup between Klay Thompson and Kawhi Leonard. Steph Curry really don't have to really D up nobody seriously. The guys on the Spurs squad, they're not known to have one of those games where they're going to score 40 points or 30 points. So Steph Curry's matchup is going to be decent for him. He'll be able to defend that point guard. In previous series, he had a hard time with their point guards in the playoffs. Okay, so it is what it is. It can swing both ways, but I got to see one more game to see whether or not where this is going to lead to. But guys, tell me what you think out there. Rate, comment, subscribe. Notification gang in the building. Please hit that notification bell, that notification icon, so you'll be informed and you'll be aware when my next video and live stream is going down. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am